Robert Heffernan with EndoTech, contributor to the Payroll Network and contributing to EndoTech subscribers on a daily basis. This is Blockchain Vitals. It's our show talking about cryptocurrencies, blockchain assets. I'm a master endotechnician, firmly in the matrix when trading cryptos. The whole world is a matrix right now, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, there is basically that's all we have is electronic trading. No more trading floors, so to speak. There are a few trading pits actually back in Chicago that are dealing in options. But for the most part, we're all in the matrix, all right? So please, on that matrix side, digitally, follow us, EndoTech_IO on Twitter and HFR from the floor. Please, reach out. Reach out and touch someone. Talk to us. Let's do the rounds. Doing the rounds, I do it every day. It's my chance to bring up a headline or two, talk about what I'm seeing in the space. And there was one headline that really caught my attention. I was actually having a conversation today about blockchain and crypto and, is it going to be around? Of course it's going to be around, all right? And of course it's going to change things dramatically. As a matter of fact, conversation kind of went like this. We're driving and I said, look up ahead, see that? And my passenger said, wow, that's a Blockbuster video. I go, yeah, that's the only one left on the planet. Right here in my hometown, Bend, Oregon, the last Blockbuster on the planet. There used to be 4,000 of them around the U.S. of A. And now there's one because and I still can't understand, and we had the conversation, who's still going in there? I mean, can't you just stream everything? Who's still getting DVDs? Anyway, technology shows up, and sometimes it takes a while. Sometimes it takes years. It took a decade or so for Blockbuster to go from 4,000 stores to one. But things change because technology changes things. And that's the headline that kind of grabbed my attention that I want to bring up. And it goes like this. A financial advisor, major banks are 3,233% more expensive than Bitcoin. Now, I don't want to delve into the science on how you get 3,233% versus 3,234%. I mean, I'm not sure what metric they're working on here. And I've told you before, I'm more of a headline reader than reading the whole article, especially when I get disappointed and the headline is not even covered in the article, which happens all the time. But anyway, I digress. When you see a headline like this, it makes you understand how incredibly transformational this technology will be. And whether it's going to be Bitcoin or some other coin, the distributed ledger technology, easier for me to say, DLT, blockchain, distributed ledgers that are free and open and not closed, they're going to change things, all right? They're going to change things dramatically over the next 5 to 10 years. So hang on. And if you want to trade them, it's pretty simple, all right? You will not miss out if you mind the mo. And if you pay attention to the momentum levels going forward, you're not going to miss out. Believe me, you won't miss out. That being said, let's take the vitals and talk price discovery. 3,233% more expensive. Let me see. Banks, something that's 3,233% less expensive. I mean, I like buying quality, I like value too. I don't know, and we can go on and on about the banks and how they've raped people, money-wise for years and years and years. Thank you for the $35 canceled return check. Think about all the things in banking that just don't happen in an electronic ledger. All right? You can't bounce a check because you can't write it without the balance. I've heard banks make up to 7% of their revenue on canceled checks, on insufficient fund charges. Maybe Maybe the 7% was on ATM fees, which is another ridiculous charge. Anyway, the banks, see you later, banks. Short banks, long Bitcoin. All right, you know what? Before we do that, let's take the vitals, though. Taking the vitals, my chance every day to go over the blockchain vital sheet or some of those assets represented on the sheet. And this week, we're talking Dash, and hold on, let me get it up there exclusively. Covering Dash for the week here. Dash right now on Bitfinex trading 69.92. Now out of lower momentum on the daily. And as I said and preached all week so far, 63.86 lower momentum on the weekly. They need to recapture it. Still not able to see a sustained selling effort, a sustained volume effort to push these things lower and recapture lower momentum on the weekly. And therefore, I think we're going to keep pinging here until one of two things happens. Either there's a big enough short bet or somebody comes in and wants to short these things and drive them. You know, they just have to want to make that bet, right? You need a giant short bet to ensue here. Or the thing like, you know, the Fidelity story from yesterday and the custody of Bitcoin and a huge amount of institutional money being able to hold the asset and not worry about the custody. That's a giant game changer, I think, and it's going to pan out over the next several weeks here. Next couple months, actually said that custody will not be available till March. So who knows what happens? Maybe we get a sideways trade until that happens, or people start jumping in here in front of that materializing. But the story remains the same for me. Mind the mo, and until we can recapture lower momentum on the weeklies, I am not going to buy into this Bitcoin going to zero or going to 1,800 or 1,600 or 1,200. And let's cover that right now with that price action. But to do that, I got to say goodbye to the YouTube crowd. So see you later, YouTube, because you need to be an EndoTech subscriber to get the full blockchain vital sheet. And hold on, incoming. They don't know that I'm live. Anyway, let's do it.